strategic way, and you use your language. So strategic planning can be discussed in multiple languages. I'm reminded of the three individuals who went to the wise woman, and they had an argument, and they wanted to settle it. And they figured that wise woman would help them settle the argument as to who was right. And the first one presented his argument, and the wise woman said, "You're right. You're absolutely right." And the second one, he presented his argument more forcefully, and the wise woman said, "You know what? You're right." And the third gentleman said, "Wait a minute. They can't both be right." And she said, "You know what? You're right." So that's what strategic planning is like. Everyone can be right. So there's no one way. Oh, thank you. All right, thank you. So there's just no one way to do strategic planning. All right. So let's back up, and I promise not to give you that by PowerPoint, because this is your time. We sent out a sheet so that you could put together your strategic plan, so that you could put together your vision, your mission. And if you've already done that before, you can refine it, because a strategic plan is just like a resume. You can never, ever complete or finish a resume. You're always revising it and updating it. So let's talk a little bit about what I would call leadership. Leadership is the art of guiding and inspiring individuals or groups towards a common goal, fostering growth and achieving results. And it involves the application of a diverse set of qualities and skills that empower others to create a positive impact. But it's the art of guiding and inspiring. And that's what a strategic plan does. It puts it on paper, puts your goals on paper, your vision on paper, so that others can be inspired and they know what it is that you are trying to achieve, so that they're not branching off into other directions. And a strategic plan can really stop, or it can help when arguments come up or conflict. You can just point to the strategic plan and say, "Hey, this is what we agreed on. This is what you signed up for. This is what this is the direction that we're heading in. And what you're saying or what you're proposing is great, but it's just not strategically aligned with where we are headed." So that's what leadership is all about. It's about creating the vision. It's about communicating that vision. It's about problem solving, holding yourself and others accountable with that strategic plan. And then what Yolanda mentioned and Stephanie echoed, innovation. It's about being innovative, creative. How can I really find my niche? So taking the time out to think about what it is that you can do better than anyone else. And you can share it with whatever you decide to do. You can share it with others, because they can have your idea, but they can't have the drive. They can't take your drive and your passion for doing it. So even though they may have the idea, they're not going to do anything with it. But you can. So the vision provides direction and purpose. It's what the leader uses to formulate the team. So based on your vision, you will hire individuals or partner with individuals to be a part of your team. Motivation and inspiration, hopefully your vision will be motivating and compelling to individuals. They will look at it and understand it quickly. You don't have to do a whole lot of talking. You may not have a chance to do a whole lot of talking. You may be on the elevator, as they say, you need an elevator pitch. By the time you get to that 5th floor, you either got the deal or you don't. But if you have a compelling, concise vision, boom, and you can rattle it off at 2 o'clock in the morning if someone wakes you up, you can just tell them what your vision is, that's all the better. So it allows you to engage individuals. Resource allocation based on your vision. I believe it was Stephanie that mentioned the time, the money, and the resources. You have to be able to allocate those resources based upon your strategic plan. How much money do you need? How many people do you need? And some of you are good, I can tell. You can keep a lot of information in your heads. I can't do that. I've got to write it down because I'm going to be moving in a lot of different directions. I need to come back and look at that strategic plan to determine where we need the resources. And then measurement and evaluation. Many of you are going to be applying for grants. Many of you have applied for grants already, but you're going to be measured. You're going to be evaluated. And those folks who give you that money, they're going to say, okay, what did you do? What impact did you make? And how, or should we give you money again based upon the impact that you made? So the vision statement is very simple, and that's the start of it. So it's very simple, it's memorable, and it's inspiration. Simple, measurable, and inspirational. Let's look at a few of these. And when I worked in the paper industry, we used to go over to the pharmaceutical industry to beg, borrow, and steal ideas. It was a different industry, but yet we got a lot of great ideas, and you as child care providers can get some great ideas from other industries. You mentioned CRM. CRM is used in a lot of different industries.
Could you say what that is, CRM?
CRM, Stephanie, explain what CRM is.
I'm sorry.
Computer resource management, so like your workflows, your QuickBooks, even Excel is an old school version of your computer.
There are a few macros in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Old school book and ledger.
And just to give you a quick example, in the paper industry, we had to keep track of rolls of paper, huge rolls of paper to determine where they were. Well, who tracked items better than the pharmaceutical industry? Drugs, they had to know what lot number those things came off of so they could easily track down those drugs. So we were able to use their technology and techniques so that we can track down paper. But again, I say that to say that you can utilize examples like these to come up with your vision statements. Google, to provide access to the world's information in one click. Is that memorable? Does that resonate with you? Understandable? IKEA, to create a better everyday life for many people. A little broad, but still, you get it. TED Talks, spread ideas. Very simple. Tesla, to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. So they want those electric vehicles in every driveway. And the one that I like the most is business, to make people happy. To make people happy. So these are what I think are some great examples of vision statements that are simple, memorable, and inspirational. So what I'd like you to do at this time is work on your vision statement. We distributed a handout. We actually sent it out via email to you, and you should have one in front of you. But it talks about has information on it, and one of those slots is your vision statement. So what we'll do is we'll think individually, we'll pair off, and then we'll share. So I'd like you to take a moment, think about your vision statement, write it down, and then share it with your neighbor when you get a chance. And then, I'm sorry, pair off with your neighbor, and then we'll share it as a group.
Does anyone want to share with the larger group? Does anyone want to share their vision statement? Not all at once. All right, here we go. And your name again is? Jessica.
Mine's a little loopier than, well, it's longer than the technical. But it's, our vision statement is to provide children with high quality early education in a nurturing and inclusive environment.
Right, in a nurturing and inclusive environment. Okay, great. And when we get to the mission statement, I want you to keep that in mind because there will be some overlap between your vision and the mission. Excellent, excellent. Anyone else? Yes.
Yeah, I have, how we make children to become self-confident, self-discipline, and self-sufficient.
Self-confident, self-discipline, and self-sufficient. Wow, that's good. Yeah, that's compelling. Yeah, I like the selves. Great, excellent. Anyone else? Yes.
Okay, I have two. I'm not sure which one I want to go with, so feel free to share your feedback. I do online preschool, and so one is happily learning from home, and then the other one is teaching the world to read. Okay, happily learning from home, teaching the world to read, happily learning from home, or happily learning from home, teaching the world about people. Wow. Thank you all.
Wow, great.
What was it? Happily learning from home while teaching the world to read.
Yes.
Thank you. Excellent. Anyone else?
I've got mine.
Yes.
Change the lives of the child being one family at a time.
To change the
Lives.
lives.
The child here, one family at a time.
One family at a time. That's good. Yes.
Mine is becoming something out of nothing.
Wow.
What was it?
Becoming something out of nothing.
I mean,
It's
something.
an acronym, actually, becoming soon. It's like we often talk about coming soon. The Lord gave us becoming soon. So the soon is an acronym for something out of nothing.
That's great. That's great. Great vision.
Let's say it.
All right. Yes.
I have shaping young minds today for a brighter tomorrow.
For a brighter tomorrow. That is.
It's stemming off of Stability and Creative Minds. That's my name of business.
Yeah. That is excellent. You guys are visionaries. Wow. Yes.
So my business is called the Dual Playhouse. So I put to provide lifelong learning experiences through play.
Yeah, lifelong learning experiences. I like that. Yeah, that is excellent. It is about lifelong learning. I worked at one institution, and their vision was to prepare for life. Any others? Any others? Okay. Go ahead.
HNC creates an environment that is safe and nurturing where children can learn, explore, have fun, and succeed.
Excellent, excellent. So again, your name again?
Linda.
Linda and Jessica. So keep yours in mind as we move into the mission statement, okay?
Do you say that because they're long?
I say that because they have some meat in there. A lot of good meat, they could be used in your mission statement. Could be. Could be, if you choose to. But there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that as we look at the mission statement, it's what you do, how you do it, and whom you do it for. So, what you do, how you do it, and whom you're doing it for. So some of yours in the stuff, Jessica, some of what you have is about how, the how. Which again is fine. So if you take some of that which you have in your vision and shift it over to the mission, the how part, then it might be a little better. I'm not saying it's going to be right. It's just going to be a little clean.
How about learning through play?
Ah, great.
That's my mom's one, I forgot about it.
Yep. So here's some examples of, here's another description, set of descriptions for the mission statement. It's very clear, provides a clear purpose, simple and concise language. It's also compelling, just like the vision, and it captures the scope of service. So now you're getting a little deeper into what you do and how you do it. So whereas the vision is broader, the mission hones in on how you're going to do it and what service you're going to provide and to whom you're going to provide that service. So let's look at some of those examples. Let's go back to Google. Remember Google's vision? To provide access to the world's information in one click. Now their mission is to organize, this is how they're going to do it, to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. And the key word in there is organize. Organize that information so that you can get to it in one click. So that's how they're going to accomplish their vision. And remember Ted? Spread ideas, very simple vision, compelling. Now look at their mission. To discover and spread ideas. What kind of ideas? Ideas that spark imagination, embrace possibility, and catalyze impact. So those are the specific ideas that they're looking at. That's the service that they want to provide. And then IKEA. Remember IKEA's? To create a better everyday life for many people. Well, how are they going to do that? To offer a wide range of well-designed, functional home furnishing products. So that's the service that they're providing at prices so low that as many people as possible will be able to afford them. So that's the how. And then my favorite, Disney. To make people happy. And how are they going to do that? The mission of Walt Disney is to entertain, inform, and inspire people around the globe. How? Through the power of storytelling, reflecting the iconic brands, creative minds, and innovative technologies that make ours the world's premier entertainment company. Now, they didn't say they want to be the world's premier entertainment company. They said, no, to be the world's premier entertainment company, to continue being. This is what they need to do, and this is what they are doing, and this is what they're all about. And Tesla theirs was to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. That was their vision. And their mission is to accelerate the advent of sustainable transport by, and this is again the how, by bringing compelling mass market electric cars to market as soon as possible. They even have a little bit of when in there, as soon as possible. But again, you can see that these mission statements describe what they do, how they do it, and who the customer is. It's clear, it's simple, it's compelling, and it really encapsulates the scope of service that they provide to other people.
Would you go back?
So what do you do, how do you do it, and whom do you do it for?